What's up, you amazing hackers? Hope you're all doing well today and welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got a special one for you because I've been asked this question a million times before and I want to answer it once and for all. Hope you're ready for it. How do I get into bug bounties? This is such a freaking loaded question. It gives me the creeps because everybody who asks this, usually they don't give their background, which matters so damn much. Like if you're somebody who has some experience with programming, if you have networking experience, if you have any QA experience, all of these things are going to add up to make you a much better first target. Now, the cool thing about bug bounties is that you can study what you want. And by the way, you might hear my kid in the background. Get used to it. I'm a dad. But you might want to study those basics first. And I mean basics. Like, you don't have to be very advanced at programming. But if you understand logic flow, if you understand how a program is created with all of its architecture and its full technology stack, you're already like 10 steps ahead of somebody who's just into hacking. Because just hacking doesn't exist. Define hacking with me. Like, for you, what does it mean? Let me know in the comments below. What is hacking? For me, it is very simple. Pause this video, by the way, while you write your answer. Hacking for me is just using something in a way that it's not intended to be used. So what do? I use things like the developer tools. I use things like analyzers. Like, it's a lot easier for me to understand what's going on when I'm actually hacking an application because I understand how to create an application. So what do I say when you ask me how to get into bug bounties? Number one, get your basic shit right. So programming, HTML, CSS, JavaScript a little bit, make a website of yourself. Then get into PHP, add some MySQL on top of that, add some architecture into that where you have multiple APIs that are communicating with each other. Then you're going to, when you have this basic knowledge, learn more about networking as well automatically. It just happens automatically for you because you have to. Otherwise, you cannot work with like database that runs on a port. You have to communicate with that database. There you go, networking. This is important. I cannot stress this enough. So when you have those basics down, then you can get started with some actual hacking. And I recommend, for me at least, to start with web hacking because web, you'll notice, is the most abundant target selection in the bug bounty landscape. So web is going to be a great start for you there. What can you start with? Well, basically CSRF, clickjacking, your SQL injection is a little bit more advanced, cross-site scripting. Try to start with broken access control maybe. That would be a good one to start with because broken access control is very abundant and it isn't very obvious to everybody how you want to approach that. If you want, I can put some videos in the description as well. That way you can have a little bit of a look if you find something interesting about my broken access control playlist. But it's important to get those basics down and don't look at the OWASP top 10 too much. Like, it's important, it's fun to learn, but a lot of people have this mentality where they learn a lot. Eventually they come to a point where they're like, what am I going to learn now? And they start looking at the OWASP top 10. That isn't a bad thing, but you can look at better things like the CWE lists. Those contain actual practical attack vectors. Look at activities of other people to see how they have been able to get a bug bounty, and even go and touch onto the pen testing field. But if you really don't want to do pen testing, just bug bounties, leave out the methodology part. The thing is, you're going to have to develop a mindset with hunting. And with hunting, you need to look at every single parameter very closely and granularly, and you need to understand your application fully. That is why it's so important for you to know those basics. You can't know what every parameter does if you don't know your basics. It's as simple as that. And then you can start looking for things like identifiers, but not the obvious ones, the hidden identifiers in like a file or something. Or you do second order IDORs, which are like, it's basically you try to get an IDOR, an insecure direct object reference, where you speak to an identifier, fine, you cannot grab that identifier, but then you task the server itself to grab that item through, for example, an import or an export. That might be a little avenue for you to attack. But again, my broken access control playlist will go all into that. So get with those basics. And then when you are able to understand that, because I'm pretty sure that with everything that I've just said, you're still not gonna get a bug. But do hunt in the meantime. Do try, get some experience, and don't think, oh, I'm going to attack this target now, I can never attack it in the future. No, think, I'm attacking this target now, I'm testing it against my current mindset, my current mentality, and my current skill set. That might improve in the future, I might learn new things, and then I'm going to revisit this. And even if the scope is gigantic, like, I wouldn't recommend that, but even if the scope is gigantic, there's always going to be parts where you're like, hey, hold on a second, I've learned this new thing. I've looked at that before in my scope somewhere, didn't I? So it's going to be important that you start taking notes. In summary, get the basics down, learn some web development, learn some web hacking, learn some API hacking, and from there on out, you can branch out into anything you want, because then you only have platform-specific issues like web, mobile, or whatever, and you're going to have your communication with an API where all you need to do is insert your man-in-the-middle proxy, and if you know how to do that, you know how to hack, because you know how to hack the APIs. My friends, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, amazing hackers.